before we get into it, I wanted to mention this week, if you guys move on over to, after you're done listening to this, move on over to Let 'Em Hear. Adam Rohr, we are on his episode. So if you're done listening to our episode, go move your, podcast feed over to the Let 'Em Hear podcast. Kyle and I, we did an interview talk along episode. There's a lot of cursing, and we're basically, Kyle and I were basically
just like this.
Cursing, giggling bitches.
Well, I held it back a little bit.
Just a bunch of giggling bitches.
Yeah.
On that episode. It was a lot of fun. We love Adam, and he's really digging into the topics, and he's getting a lot of crazy guests, and I'm happy that we're in that mix.
He's a big supporter of our show.
He is. Yeah. So go check him out, and let's get into it. Welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast. I'm already hearing my voice back. I'm your host, Brian Gower, and with me we have
Kyle McIntyre.
If you guys can hear in our voices, we are sick as fuck, dude.
We're so sick, dog.
We're sick and fucking twisted.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna fucking pussy out. We're gonna fucking give you guys an episode. It may be hard,
the best we can.
May be hard to listen to, but you guys are gonna get an episode. You know why? Because we're fucking champions. Yeah. That's how you raise champions.
Nasally and bassy, however you want to take it. We'll give it to you.
It's the mid-scooped episode.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Kyle.
It's the Fred Dresser episode.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. With the nanny episode. The nanny-sode.
Nanny-sode?
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, Mr. Sheffield.
Yeah, there you go. Mr. Sheffield.
Yeah, she was all right. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, what is new in your world? What is shaking? It has actually been a while since we recorded last, because last time we recorded, it was really early on to the release of the last episode.
Yeah.
And now we're recording really late into the release of this episode. So it has been probably a week and a half or longer.
Oh, wow.
What have you been doing? What's new in your world?
I had another week of training in Minnesota, which is my final one.
Yeah. So I'm
done.
Hopefully this will be the last of the radio episodes, the Skyped in episodes. Maybe if I go on vacation.
Maybe. I doubt it.
There's some anime conventions going on.
All right. You'll have to show me how to operate that shit, though.
I'll have to hit up Justin and Blake. There's some ones going up in the Pacific Northwest I'll go to. But anyways, we're here in the flesh.
Yeah, so
how was it?
It
how was
snowed there, of course.
Of course it did.
Yeah. Last time was -50. This time it snowed, and people were like, "Oh, here it's gonna be record breaking." Like that was the first day. I'm like, "Oh, cool,
son of a bitch."
Just like the last one. All right, cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it really didn't. I mean, it snowed like 9 or 10 inches, on the first day, and
oh Jesus,
I know. I think what they meant is that for the month, it set a record.
Okay, yeah.
So when I first heard, I'm like, fucking Christ. It's going to be snowed in. They have to fly me to training.
Yeah.
They're not going to cancel it. I just have to fly in. They're going to haul me out like the cow in Jurassic Park.
Just drop you in.
Yeah, and I chose to fly back first class. So actually, I upgraded myself.
Okay, so yeah, there you go.
So, which was actually a really good choice. One, I was really stoked on it.
Was it worth it?
Yeah,
100%.
It was. It wasn't that much more, and they include a bunch of stuff.
Nice.
So,
but you were able to go. You flew, and you were by yourself.
I was in one. Yeah, I was in one seat, not like a double.
Oh yeah.
So just one seat all by myself, which is great because that day I started getting sick.
So you started
I started getting
you started getting down with the sickness that you have right now.
And I was like,
oh, you got down with the sickness that you have right now. Got it.
Can you feel that? Yeah. So, actually, while I was there, I picked up a pedal.
Okay, so
I bought one off Craigslist.
Oh, so you met somebody locally, Craigslist style.
Met up, Craigslist style. I just got a 40th anniversary DS1.
Yes, the black and orange DS1.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Those
black
are,
and gold, Brian. Black and gold.
Yeah, that's the one that I have that you got modded, gave to Paul Pennington, and then he sold it back to me.
Yep.
So, yeah. That's
so
one
now,
of my.
Now I have one. I don't know what I'm gonna do to it.
One of my favorites that you modded to a JCM 800.
Yep.
But are you going to try and do something different with
I don't
that
know.
one?
I'm thinking about
You've done the
going
JCM
off the rails on this.
You've done the JCM 800 mod. You can probably do it in your sleep, right?
Yeah,
it is. It is good. Let me tell you that.
But I probably won't. Obviously, I don't think I'll do that because I already have one.
Yeah.
Like in my,
But the black and gold looks good. I, want to say, it just looks fucking sick, and it has the silver screw on the bottom for the battery compartment.
Silver screw like you'd find on the Japanese, like the original.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Boss ones.
It's very cool.
The vintage Boss.
Yeah. So you met up the guy. Did you get it for a good price? You dig him down a little bit?
Well, the thing is, I had him drive it from the other side of Minneapolis. Okay. So, like, he drove probably 10 or 15 miles.
So you gave him a good deal.
Yeah. So I actually, he wanted 40. And I said, if you could drive it here to the hotel, meet me in the lobby.
Yeah.
I'll give you 50.
Okay.
So I just went for 50. I'm like, I'm not going to.
It saved you the time, really.
Yeah. And so, and it was like just starting to like get snowy.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
you better have your snow tires on, buddy.
Yeah. So it was cool. Whatever. It wasn't that big of a deal. And
he really didn't want to have it, right?
No.
You were mentioning that he was
it was a dad and his kid. So it was actually the kid's pedal.
Yeah. And he was trying to sell it.
Yeah, he's like, I don't really like it, and I mean, it's a good pedal though. I'm like, okay, calm down, dude. I know these things can sound like shit. I get it.
They can easily sound bad.
Yeah.
You know what they sound like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I told him, like, well, I'm actually, that's the reason why I bought it, is I'm actually going to mod it. And he's like, what?
I know of what they are capable of.
And the dad like, wait a minute, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm going to go in there and probably remove some components and add some new ones and some better sounding ones. He's like, oh, wow, that's cool. Well, he's like, what are you going to do with this one? I'm like, I don't know yet. I really don't know.
Motherfucker, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell the future.
I can't tell the future.
And so, I told him like the mods I've done on these before, and he's like, oh dang. The kid's like, oh man, I just bought whatever pedal to make it sound like that. Whatever. I don't even know what he's playing.
You said
JCM.
You were going to do the JCM 800 mod, and he was going to.
Oh man, I just got a pedal from Moore
that does that.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, hit me up. Maybe I'll sell it back to you. No, I didn't say that.
I don't know. But, yeah.
Yeah. And now I bought some other pedals too.
While you were on the road? You bought some?
Yeah, I had mentioned that I bought the stereo chorus and the micro flanger.
Yeah.
They came in.
They sound bitchin'. Yeah.
Yeah, they sound really good, actually. And then we talked about that double shot distortion.
Yeah. And you finally
played it. Yeah.
And you bought one.
I bought it. Yeah. I actually bought it, played it.
You found a good deal on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a really good price on it and found out why I got a good price on it.
It sounds like shit.
It does not sound good. So
there's one side that sounds okay.
Yeah. So it's that dual channel, which I thought you could stack them. You can't. You can only switch between them.
So in the last episode that we did the dual pedal, whatever.
Yeah.
Pedal board, and that was the one that you chose.
Yeah.
And you actually ended up buying one of those.
Yeah, I had.
Boy, my voice sounds like shit. Sorry.
I technically already bought it, but I was going to buy it, I guess.
Okay, got it.
But I didn't want to, because if I change my mind, then I'd look like a piece of shit. So.
But you stuck with it. You fucking
and I'm
champion.
A piece of shit.
And it turns out this is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I would have been fine without it. I'm already a piece of shit without it.
And then, yeah.
So it's a cool idea if both circuits sounded good.
And
because it's useless without it.
One circuit sounds okay, and the other one sounds like jack shit. right?
Yeah. Maybe I'll pop it open and see if there's a trim pot in there or something.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe I can save it. Because I thought, I know, and, like they're voiced differently. Like they have different, like one sounds super bassy, right?
Yeah.
And you can't get away from it, which actually sounds good.
Yeah.
And the other one sounds super tinny, super like.
Well, it's super mid scoopy. It's like what everybody says that the Metal Zone sounds like. But since you modded your Metal Zone sounds good.
Yeah.
And so, like as soon as you click on that metal side, I don't know which one it is. Is it the first channel?
Yes,
the one at the top.
The top channel.
And you can't get it to sound good unless you like do like the mid scoop like button or whatever the hell it is.
The focus one.
Yeah, and that's a mid focus. I think it changes the whole mid range or whatever of the pedal.
Yeah.
It just sounds like ultra feedbacky and bullshit. Like it can't get high gain.
Yeah.
And it just like feedback on itself. And it just it doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good at all.
It doesn't sound good. Any way you slice it, you can fucking, throw that, slice it, Cuisinart it. The thing doesn't sound good.
Yeah, maybe I'll mod it or something.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But it was like, it's worth a shot.
And it's weird. It doesn't have like, it's got hex screws on the bottom, which is weird for an MXR pedal.
But the thing is, it's cool. It wasn't your most expensive pedal that you bought from them. So, and it's probably a reason why. But you've got some good ones. That micro flanger is damn good, actually. Because I'm like, the thing was with the MXR flangers is because they have so many controls on them.
Yeah, it's easy to skip. It's easy to skip the sound you want.
It's easy to Like if you're trying to hone in on a sound, it's hard to find.
Yeah.
But with the flanger, because to me, like flanger is easy to get unusable.
Yeah.
But when you have just two controls, you can find in and hone in on your sound.
Yeah.
And fuck, man, I'm gonna probably say this a couple times through the episode, but I'm sorry for my voice. I'm a head cold and a flu, and I'm just really shitty this episode. But I'm gonna listen because I'm the one with the headphones today, and I'm just all like nose clogged up. This episode is sick as fuck, bro. But that micro flanger is definitely worth a damn. But you got a couple others.
I got a bunch, by the way.
God, you were just a pedal heavy this episode. Because it's been a while. I want to say it's been like a week and a half more.
I had seen on Instagram, I follow Caveman Vintage, and they'll post, cool stuff.
They post the new stuff they have and pedals and shit like that.
Like they had like a Flying V bass, like it was a Greco.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't short scale, I'd be all over it. But of course.
Well, I mean, I think we've talked off air about this. Flying V bass is so fucking cool.
Yeah. And why are they all?
Until we realized that the Flying V basses, all of them, the Gibson, the Eastwood, the Greco, they're all short scale.
Yeah.
They're what, 32 inch scale?
Yeah. Why
make them 34, you fucking bitch. It makes
I'll
them
even take a 36, dude.
Like, no, I mean, you want them, because Fender's, like, P-Bass, Jazz Bass, 34, right?
I believe, yeah.
And then they make them 30-inch scale. I'm like, God damn it, those are going to be, like, rubbery, bandy as fuck.
Yeah.
So those have turned me way off of the Gibson, Flying V. They look cool, but I don't think we could ever play them, because we tuned down, too.
Not my bass.
Hashtag not my bass.
Yeah, so anyways,
make basses long scale again.
Jesus Christ. So I had seen that he had posted a picture of a DOD pedal, like a really old one, which I don't even know how old this thing is, but it's the FET preamp.
Okay.
So I'm like, hey dude, how much, hit him up. And then I saw another one on his website, which is another DOD. It's the Mini Chorus 460.
Yeah.
Which I have yet to try these out. One has actually they're both able to take batteries. They're both really inconvenient to put them in.
Yeah. Unscrew 4 screws.
There's no panel, right?
Yeah.
And what's weird is that the FET preamp only takes a battery. It does not have
no
DC jack or anything.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, and the other one.
Oh, Jesus. That's a bitch.
The other one also takes a battery, inconvenient to put in, and has what I forget the name, the size of it. It's not 2.1. It's the
2.5.
I don't know.
That's the barrel one. But I mean, I know what you're talking about. It's the one that looks like a headphone jack.
Yeah, there you go. It's like the headphone jack style.
Yeah.
Fucking dumb. I get it. These must be really old.
Yeah.
Where they're like, you could play a show out in the desert and you'll be fine with this preamp.
Wait, why? Oh, because it's battery? That's why it's more rugged?
Yeah. But it's only battery. They didn't even give another option. But I popped open the preamp. There's like nothing. Like the circuit on the inside can fit, like if you look at a 9-volt battery, right? The biggest side, the biggest face on the battery, everything, all the components would fit on that.
Yeah. Because it's not that big. Yeah.
The PCB is that big.
When I was asking you, I'm like, do you really know what these things do? Like the different components and stuff like that? Yeah.
I mean, not fully. I don't fully understand.
But you're getting it. And so like with the fat driver, you're kind of like, do you feel like you got screwed?
No. I'm not like, oh, I want more components mean more. I mean, I'll pay more for more components.
I want more components and more.
I want more components. I want them now.
What? It's not right. It ain't right.
It ain't right.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I mean, so you got some new DODs. So you're adding to like Jesus Christ. You're adding to your MXR board. You're adding to your AC powered MXR board, and you're adding to your DOD board. Kyle, you are you're consistent type of fella.
Whatever it takes, man. Yeah. I'm going to get them all. No.
So, but yeah, I dig that.
What's new with you, Brian?
All right. So I have a couple things that are probably, starting off new with you, actually.
Oh, yeah?
So you changed my blues driver, my BD2.
Yeah.
You modded it to what did you do to it? It sounds great. It starting off. It sounds fucking killer. It sounds better than it did before. I don't know what you did to it. All I know is that you put a blue LED, a blue LED is what I was gonna say. A blue LED, and it sounds fucking fantastic.
That is all I did.
If that's all you did, then that's all I need, baby.
You need to buy some more of those.
But no, what did you do to that thing? It sounds killer.
I did like an amp-like mod. So I did like the tweed.
Yeah. The tweed mod. Got it.
Yeah, it gives it like tweed-like voice.
You smoking the tweeds.
And then I did, let's see, if I remember correctly, I changed out a couple more things. I didn't follow it exactly.
You kind of did your own mod.
Yeah, because...
with components you had.
Because like following the guide, it's like, oh, if you want it to sound like this, do this. So I like I stayed away from everything that was recommended and just kind of did the ones that I thought would fit what you wanted.
Yeah. Nice. That's really cool. Because what I wanted was like, I liked the way the gain and volume were, but I thought the gain got too overall, the tone wise.
Like nasally or like
fizzy. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically like our voices are right now.
Yeah. We need to do the tweed mod on our voices.
Maybe I should do an EQ on our voices right now. But
right now.
Hey, fuck off. It's funny that we both got sick at the same time.
Yeah, and we were thousands of miles away from each other.
Yeah, so it's not like we were making out or anything.
Yeah, can't even make that argument.
Can't even make that joke. But you still can if you want.
I mean, yeah.
We were on the same cycle, I guess. But I'm like, we both got sick with the same thing at the same time. And I'm like, dude, this episode is, we got to do it. We got to do it. It's whatever we're going to do.
We just feel sorry for you guys have to listen to this.
And, I'm sure there are people who are sick who are listening to this and that they don't want to hear this in their head.
Well, there are also people that are sick.
Rain, sleet, or snow.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah, they want the jerk on Tuesday.
They want the jerks, man.
They want the jerks. They want the Tuesday jerk. Anyway, so what you did, I was like, talking about like it was too fizzy and it got too crazy with the treble really quick. And so I told you, I'm like, okay, can you tame some of that a little bit? And one of the biggest things too is like, get rid of that LED. I want a blue LED.
Yeah, because they all come with red.
Yeah, and you were so like, whatever, blue LED for a blue driver. I mean, to me, I'm like, that looks cool. I think it looks badass. So you did that, and, you know, you kind of customized your mods that you've seen that people do and the ones that you've seen online to what I wanted, and you made it work. And it sounds badass. Oh my God. It's like an amp. Like, hopefully you marked what you did to it.
No.
I did not.
Because, and then I also
to me, like this blues driver is like the badass thing, and like it's like almost an amp in a box. If you had your like amp super sterile and clean bullshit, you can put that in front of it. That's an amp. That's like a distorted amp. That sounds like I'm gonna grind through a whole set with that. Or you can make that push your drive sound to make it like, you know how people use like tube screamers, and to push an amp that's already kind of like going.
Yeah.
So make it your clean platform, make it your, you know, add on to your, you know, amp sound. And I really dig it. So I'm like, to me, I'm like, I've been fucking around with that whole thing. I'm like, you know, all week long. And to me, I'm like, that plus, we had mentioned before the DS1.
Hold on. Let's stick on this blues driver thing.
All right. Jesus Christ.
I remember even with the recommended replacement parts, I didn't do them fully. So I don't have that part, so I'm gonna go with the next closest thing.
So it's all back to like bum 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 ba-dum.
Yeah, if it sounds like shit, it ain't my pedal. No.
Kyle's like pulling parts out of his bin. He's like
black and white,
wiping sweat off his brow. It's like like his factory. It sounds fucking bitchin'. It looks great. And
okay, DS1.
And then I gave you my DS1 that you've already modded to the JCM 800 mod, and I just wanted to be like, it's a black casing because the 40th anniversary or whatever, and then it has the orange writing on it, and I'm
gold.
Okay, whatever.
The orange one was the Guitar Center version.
Okay.
They had a special.
All right. Well, actually...
I know DS1's a lot.
Actually... So anyways, I had you put like what color LED did you put in there?
You wanted a yellow one.
Yes, and you put an LED, yellow LED in there, and it looks so much cooler. It
looks good, yeah.
You've already done the mod, and you put the LED, and so thing is, I like this past week, I've just been playing those two pedals. The blues driver and the DS1 combined with like, I'm trying to get my 8015 as like neutral as possible, like not really like mid scooped, mid heavy, whatever. Just trying to get it to it and clean. And those two pedals, like, oh man, those are fucking a dime piece, nice. Man. Those are so good. I'm like, I'm loving those. So if you're like ever looking for like mods for those two, boss pedals, hit up Kyle. He knows I think he knows what he's doing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
But it sounds really great. So I'm loving those. And then, sad news. I did sell my TC Electronic Flashback Mini.
Oh.
Sold it online on Reverb. Sold it for a good price. And I was happy with what I got for it. And because I have so many mini delay pedals, because I'm like, the only reason I got the Flashback Mini was for like, had to have a mini delay on a board for a mini pedal board.
Oh, you have that Ibanez one, right?
I have the
Ibanez. Or Moleko, right?
I have the Ibanez 80 Mini or whatever it's called, the analog delay mini pedal, which is so good.
It's like an 89.
Kind of, pretty much, yeah. And then I also, from Johnny Ray, I got the Ranger Effects, the Echo X, which is like a slap back, like, slap the shit out of my mic. It's for the effect here. It's a slap back plus like a longer echo delay digital, and you can add like all your like effects to it to make it like, feedback on itself. So I'm like, shit, I kind of have like I said before, I've been going back on these episodes. I'm like, if I have something that's like too much, like of a repeat of something else that I have, I probably should get rid of it. So I saw that the Flashback Mini was kind of a repeat of something I already had. And Kyle got that for me. And I do like it, but I had to get rid of it.
So did you keep the money or did you give it to me?
No, I kept it because I put it into a couple other things.
Okay.
So I took that money.
I got it floating. I got my money floating right now.
I took that money and I put it back into the show a little bit. I bought a Zoom, a power charger for the Zoom H5.
I don't give a shit.
So I can power the recorder that we do for this show. Instead of using batteries, I can use power supply to it. So like to me, I'm like, that's a little more economical, I think. So like I put that money back into that. And then I also put it back into, I bought a Whirlwind DI for a pod DI or whatever. So I can take a 1/8 inch output or so inputs into the DI and go to XLR output into my Focusrite.
Mm-hmm.
And because I want to start recording, and we will start doing, because we've met a lot of people at NAMM who want to be on the show, which is cool. I'm so thankful that people listen to the show and want to be on it.
Yeah.
But I want to make it as easy as I can for them and as good as it can sound.
And that's from Whirlwind?
Whirlwind is the brand name. It's the Pod DI. 1/8 inch input to XLR output. And I can control some of the levels and also control ground lift and stuff like that. So I can get basically the way we record this. So this is a little behind the scenes for you guys. I record things over Skype or Google Hangouts, and I get their audio from their input. Either it's from earbuds with headphones or whatever, microphone, or if they have like an audio setup with like interface and whatever. I don't want that limited. So whatever you have, if you have earbuds, Apple earbuds or whatever, talk to us. We want to talk to you. We want to just hang out. And I get their audio and I'm able to get it. And then I'm able to get it separate tracks from Kyle and I can edit it to make it sound better. And
a little more behind the scenes. We do this in our underwear too.
Yeah. And behind the seams,
boxes of briefs.
Yeah. And I mean, now that I'm talking about it, I'm like, this is probably the shittiest episode because Kyle and I both sound like shit. And I'm getting our raw audio. But, so anyways, like I put that money that I sold pedals to hopefully improving the show. So hopefully,
okay, fine.
Hopefully you guys like it,
Brian.
and it was worth it. So Kyle, hopefully you thought that me selling that pedal Flashback Mini was worth it.
I really don't give a shit about that pedal.
Anyways, so this last week, besides all that
jazz,
I started writing more. I think you and I are both at a point where we're like kind of like pushing ourselves to write more in the band.
Yeah.
Playing Without a Pilot is our band. We're like pop punk rock band or whatever. We both sing, we both like write lyrics and yada yada, write songs for the band. And for me, I was like really pushing myself this last like couple weeks or so to try and write lyrics for a song that we have written already. We've already been jamming it with the band. We already like kind of know the ins and outs of the song and where it's going to go, where the bridge, yada yada, verse, chorus are. But I'm like, I felt a little constricted. I couldn't constricted. God damn, I can't even speak. Of trying to write lyrics for the song, and even though it's already done. So like some people would be like, oh, well, the song's already done, just plug in lyrics. But for me, I couldn't find anything for it. So that led me to writing lyrics for riffs and songs than I had in the past for the past like maybe 2 or 3 years. I started pulling up old demos and like song notes and memos on the my phone that I have, or maybe like old demos that I have. And for me, I'm like, I wanted to bring up like a mini topic here. So
yeah, hit me.
I'll explain what I did first, then we'll go into the topic. So what I did was like I started like digging up an old song that I had, like maybe it's just a 2-note progression. Like a 1/4 progression. And I was kind of like, I'm like, I haven't, to me, I usually write something that's like maybe 4 chords or more. And just because I'm like, my lyrics and melody relies on the chord change, but I wanted to do something different, just like a 2-note progression.
And so I'm like, okay, push myself. And sometimes you push yourself by like taking away more, you know, instead of like, 8 crayons, you have like 4 now or whatever,
Now
it's
you're
like,
talking my language.
yeah. It's like try and do more with less. And then so I was writing a song based on just only having these progressions. And I'm like, well, how am I going to do that? So I used a digital looper, which is something new, like a new like piece of equipment basically that I added to the mix of like, okay, I added this progression recorded on the digital looper and it just keeps going between those 2 chords.
No, that's fun.
How's it going? How's it going? Keep on going. And it's just like, you didn't have it. You do it again. It's going to come up again. And I kept doing that. And I finally came up with like, okay, like if I can't sing the guitar line, which is now, this is part of me probably fucking up. I tried to sing the guitar line or the vocal line. Sorry. I tried to sing the vocal line that I wanted over the chords and I was just not hitting it because I had something in my head and I was not matching it to the key of the chords that I was being played. Like maybe I needed to change the chords, whatever, but I could not hit it. I was basically like, and it was not going. And I was like, partially, I want to say because I was, getting sick.
Yeah.
But it was probably because I was just not been practicing singing. Because to me, I haven't been practicing singing in the past like month and a half.
2 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
But since we've played with the band, I don't sing. And I feel like that's like a detriment to myself. Different scenario, different topic.
Yeah.
But I was able to come up with something. I'm like, I know my vocal range with my guitar. I can have my guitar and I know my vocal range. So I was able to hit those with the chords that I was playing on the ditto and I just came up with a melody. And so now I'm like able to sing the melody, yada, yada. I record it and I'm kind of coming up with like random lyrics and stuff like that.
Nice.
But it was like a chord progression that I've had for years and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to bring up the topic of that. So like it may come up, that song that I was, aforementioned, it may come up and we may do a song about it in the future. Who knows? If it becomes something good that I have lyrics for. But I wanted to talk about digging up old, unused song ideas, riffs, lyrics, or whatever, for new songs. So have you ever thought about that? Like, is that something that you would like, of like, if it's an old song, like idea that was never used, should you just fucking get rid of it? Or should you keep it going?
I like to hold on to them, but sometimes if you look back and you see that they're just too maybe amateur, or those ones I let go.
Or like if they don't like,
if I don't see like potential of it getting any better, if I
like if you
manipulate it a little more,
or if you don't reconnect with them the same way,
usually I'll let them go.
Usually that's with like lyrics too, but I'm like sometimes like guitar ideas or music, I'm like you can like easily disconnect with that, or like maybe your guitar musicianship, or like your instrument is like you have surpassed what you did before that you thought was like, oh, this is groundbreaking, and sometimes that's good. I think time is sometimes really good. Sometimes I would say people like they live in the moment and they hark on those things. I'm like, they think I'm like, oh, this is the best thing that's ever been done. This is the best thing that's ever been written. And then it's like, they step back and like, maybe they put it on record and they put it out. Maybe this thing sucks.
Yeah.
And sometimes time is really good. Maybe that's like, so another reason why I brought this topic up is like, I was watching on YouTube, like some Blink-182, like old like session videos of them being, when they were doing the Blink-182 self-titled record, which is like probably one of their best records, I would say.
Yeah, like what, 2003, 2004?
Something like that. I couldn't tell you offhand like the exact date, but it was really, really good. And they took a long time. They probably took like almost a year and a half, 2 years to do that album.
Yeah.
It's cool, which I'm like, for them, I'm like, they're millionaires. They don't have to give a fuck, really, to put out an album. And it came out so fucking good. Really good. Oh, my God. That one.
Except the songs that Mark wrote.
No, they were still good. I want to say the whole album was damn good.
Okay.
All right, you and I we're at a crossroads here.
Yeah.
But I was watching some of those videos behind the scenes stuff because I think they would do stuff of like way back in the day when you think about it, like early internet. They would like put up something on the Blink-182 website of like every Friday or every week or whatever. They would put up like an update, like a minute long episode of like in the studio stuff like that. And somebody compiled them all into one YouTube video. And I was watching some of those, and so it's like, they got to the point where they were doing like some behind the scenes and like where they were demoing riffs and stuff like that, and like I noticed they had some things that they never used for the Blink self-titled album, but they ended up using for their Neighborhoods album. So after they broke up, did their Plus 44 Angels and Airways, and then came back, they put to the Neighborhoods record from Blink-182.
Yeah.
Which was
dog shit.
It was not good. All right. if we're putting it, being
you can't
frank,
sell that shit to me.
Yeah. If we're being real here. It was not that good. So, but they had like two riffs that I noticed that stood out, which was like the bass riff from Snake Charmer, which like Mark Hoppus going something different. It's like a hip hop kind of beat with that Travis was doing that Mark had came up with as a bass riff. It was like something he's never done before. It's like open note thing that he was kind of going all over the neck for. I'm like, dude, that's not a Mark Hoppus thing, but he was doing it, and that was kind of cool. And then they never used that for the album, but they used it for they never used it for self-titled, but they used it for Neighborhoods. And to me, that was kind of cool that they were like, oh shit, they went back to that. But it was also kind of like, well, why did you go back to that? It really wasn't a good song.
Yeah, I've had it where I wrote a song back in like 2009, and we just finally recorded it like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago. And
it's like,
because I didn't think it was good enough, or and then maybe it just wasn't the right time to play it. We were down a drummer or whatever, and then we started actually made it into something.
And so like it can go back and forth. To me, I'm like sometimes like some songs that I write, I'm like, they're not good enough at the time. They might not be good enough for any time.
Yeah.
So I can sometimes like we have demoed full songs that I'm like, you have come over and I like brought your bass over and we did guitar parts and everything for a song, and I'm like, we had it recorded and it sounded really good, and we're like, all right, put that in the trash. It just didn't work out. But for me, I'm like, I don't know. Is there like, I don't know, like what stands out to you for a song or like a riff or a part that can be reused? Is it just like, if it resonates with you again, can you like say, hey, I'll reuse that? That's kind of it for me, at least.
I think it's like, is it good enough? Is it better than what I'm doing now?
Yeah. Or is it still
is it a step back or a step forward, maybe?
Or, can I take that step and do something better with it? I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I improve upon this, or is this just polishing a turd?
Yeah. And then there's a fine line between that too, for sure.
Yeah.
Because when you're recording a song, I'm like, do you want to just take every bullshit idea and just put it into something? Because like, oh, well, I created that, so, I should be able to use it. Yeah. And, you can 100% use that idea again, because I'm like, nobody else has done that. But I'm like, is it worth using again?
Well, I think that
there's a lot of people who, I'm like, you and I aside, there's a lot of people who just like can't let go of ideas. I'm like, the thing is, the idea was probably fucking bullshit. Sucked dick before. It still sucks a lot of dick now.
All right.
Hold on, easy. But I'm just trying to say, I'm like, it wasn't good in the first place. I'm like, let it go. I'm like, what lets you let go of an idea? If it kind of like sparked you enough to like turn on a recorder, but not enough for you to listen to it again.
Yeah, I think, well, with me, I have a lot more lyrics that I think I used to just write lyrics out. So I have like hundreds of pages of just like shitty lyrics.
Yeah.
And not too many like riffs or,
guitar
chord progressions or anything. Because because I wouldn't match them up ever. And whenever I had a like, oh, that's a pretty good sounding,
Yeah.
I'd usually just write a song to that. You know, it doesn't always work that way. Because the lyrics I had were garbage or just didn't fit. You know?
Yeah, and I guess if you can come back to them and really come at it with like the honest opinion that it's not the greatest thing in the world. To me, I'm like, I don't know. I think you and I have developed that mindset of like being honest critics of ourselves and each other. That you and I can take honest criticism from each other and use it and not get offended by it. I think that's a huge thing. At least with you and I in our band, if you can have a separate, I mean, not everybody has this same luxury where they have 2 songwriters in their band, 2 vocalists, 2 songwriters, 2 instrumentalists in their band, like multi-instrumentalists, whether we both want to say that you and I can both play guitar and bass and, we can program keys. To me, I want to say that's multi-instrumentalist.
Oh, it's not because I know how to play ukulele and banjo.
Okay, there you go. You're a multi-instrumentalist. I want to say that I am one. But the fact that we have 2 of those in our band, that we can go back and forth and that we have common understanding of each other, that like we know what's going to piss each other off and we know what's going to piss each other off. And so we can say those things to each other. And I think some people don't have that luxury. And I'm like, to me, I think we are in a position that is different than most people. That's like, we can be critical, hypercritical of ourselves. And I'm like, I think that's what a lot of people need. And like, you can come revisit old ideas, but if they fucking still suck years later, just let them go. And that's where I'm at like now. Anyways, off topic to a mini topic. I think that was kind of cool. But that's all for my what's new. And again, I think we kind of went a little ranty on a topic here, but I wanted to say something about, we're one of the only guitar podcasts that didn't mention this on one of our last episodes, but I feel like it's something worth mentioning.
It probably has to be said.
We have to say, our take on it. And I'm going to be a little frank here. I want to say, undoubtedly, Ryan Adams is the least liked member of the Adams family at this moment in the guitar world.
Hands down.
He's no Gomez.
No.
He's no Wednesday Adams, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, he beats out.
I just wanted to get that joke in. That was all it. I don't fucking want it.
No, yeah. Let's move on.
All right, so let's go into gear topic.
Yeah.
Well, switching gears. Kyle, you got this one. You bring it to me, baby.
All right, so we've done like dual pedal boards before, where you have 2 components or 2 2 and 2 of things, and I was thinking, hey, how about a dual purpose pedal board?
Yeah.
So if you were to build a pedal board that would be good for guitar and for bass.
There you go.
So that would be cool. And this would come in handy if you play, let's say you, like Brian, plays guitar in a band and then moonlights in another band.
Yeah. And
I can drag this one
to
the other gig.
Yeah, you can have a bass board, like a bass pedal board, guitar pedal board, all in one. You just bring it to both practices. Yeah,
and we didn't really pinpoint a style of music. It was just kind of like what maybe you didn't, but I didn't.
What we each think is worthwhile. All right,
cool. How about you go first?
All right, cool. I had to play it cool and play it smart because I was going to do something that was going to be good for both because I wanted to get some good tones on both sides. So, I'm going to start it off easy and simple. Start off with the Boss TU2.
Oh, interesting.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
TU2 has never let me down.
Nope.
Been at it for over a decade. TU2 has been keeping me strong on both sides of the fence. And then I wanted to say the exotic SP Comp.
Okay.
So that is the one that is like the mini sized one.
Yeah. Is it black or is it chrome?
Yeah, it's a chrome with a black, faceplate or whatever. It has the clear knobs on it. It's very cool. Sounds awesome. Sounds great.
So sick.
It sounds great for bass and it sounds great for guitar. And I don't normally play with a compressor on guitar live, but I feel like I should. But I do play with a compressor on bass live. And having the blend knob on there and being one of the main controls is so useful for bass. Yeah. And for guitar, I'm like, because you want your compressor to sometimes, for me, you want it to... Excuse me, for me and my feelings, you want it to be there when you want it. You want to, you want, it's like you don't want it to take control, I think. And you want it to kind of come in with your dynamics. And with the blend knob and with the high, medium, and low switch, the amount of compression, you can kind of do that. And it's super simple. It's 2 knobs and 3 toggle switch. Makes it quick and easy if you're switching between the 2 guitar and bass deal. But sometimes I leave it, kind of almost around noon, and it sounds good for both.
Nice.
And it controls both in the way that I want to. But for modulation, I was thinking, you own it. You love it. Kyle, the analog chorus from MXR.
Yeah.
I was going to say that is going to be good for both guitar and bass.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's got the high and low.
Yeah, so you totally adjust it out.
EQ, and it has the overall mix of the,
the level, the actual effect level.
And to me, I'm like, that's not too shabby for a chorus. Yeah. It's a lot more knobs than what I am, normally used to. But to me, I'm like, you're going to be able to tweak that. You can have go-to tweak settings for those if you're going to do guitar and you're going to do for bass. And for me, that's going to work out a lot. And, you're going to want to roll up the lows a little bit more for bass.
Yep.
You're going to want to probably roll up the highs a little more for guitar. In your mix knob, to me, I'm like, I keep it around noon. I think it's going to be good. My mix knob, I'm going to keep around noon. And I think it's going to sound great.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good one.
Can't go wrong with that one.
And for my drive, I'm going to do Southampton, the 5th gear.
Okay.
It sounds great for bass and sounds pretty good for guitar.
Yeah.
So
no, I forget I even own that one.
To me, I want to say that one hits home more with bass, actually.
Yeah, I want to play that some more now.
For guitar, it adds enough gain that you want. So if your amp is already kind of cooking, it'll add it and kind of give your amp sound, but more. So that's why I'm like, it's a more of a dynamic that's different than most drive pedals. But for bass, I don't know, it kind of gives it a little bit more, same kind of deal, because most bass amps that you're doing are kind of clean. Yeah. You're kind of giving more of that, drivey sound, more warmth, and so it works. So I'm like, sometimes I'm like, for guitar, I might take a little bit of a hit of the sound that I'm going to get. But if I know my amp is good, I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to roll the Southampton, because the Southampton makes your amp, if you have a good amp,
it'll make it better.
It'll make it sound better. Good amps will sound gooder. And for bass, it'll make your clean platform sound better. It'll give it that dirt. So I'll take that roll of the dice, because the Southampton 5th gear is not going to be too overwhelming, but it's not going to be too underwhelming, I want to say. And then my delay. I'm going to have to go a little delay, you know what I'm saying? I go in a Boss DM2W, the Wazacraft.
All right.
Because for bass, if you don't want it to go too crazy, you can buy amp and go DI out of the direct out, because it has a direct and effect out. And so you can have a direct out that is not affected by the delay. So if you wanted to do, do your effects out
to your amp, and then maybe do DI out to your direct out, you can have a solid, bass foundation going, and buy amp to maybe do like, blended signal to the PA or whatever you're doing. And do, if I can do that, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know. Like blend that and have the front of house, give them more options to deal with. I'm like,
I think it's always best to give them more options.
Yeah, and to give them some
not a crazy amount. I mean,
give them control.
Yeah.
If you take the control away from them, they're going to be pissed for one, and then like they're not going to be able to make you sound as good as you can. Because even like the guy who's getting paid like what $100 or whatever at the show, he's going to want to do the job.
Yeah.
And so I want to say like give him some good options. And so when you do the direct out of that, he's going to be able to make it work. And then my last one, I'm going to be Kyle McIntyre style on this one.
Uh-oh. I don't know what that really means.
I'm doing Strymon Big Sky for my reverbs. How do you like that, bitch? I have my MIDI controlled. I have my stereo in, stereo out of my reverbs. Because I like my subtle ass reverbs for my, every once in a while for my bass.
Subtle, yeah. Barely have them there, or you can really bring them in.
But my subtle ass reverbs I like to bring in every once in a while for guitar. But I could also bring those hyper, like praisey guitar, praise and worship style reverbs for my, like super like ambient style for my guitar. And and so I would say that's what I'm going to do for my reverb pedal. Because you never said if you could do, the super pedals.
No. This is...
You're like...
Yeah.
I see you.
That's fine.
You're red. You're like the Kool-Aid man over there. You're pissed off.
No, I'm not pissed.
I'm cool, man. I'm cool. I'm like Hawaiian Punch over
cool
here.
Cherry, bro.
I'm like Hawaiian Punch over here. But that's my board.
What's the Capri Sun cool? Safari cool or something?
Safari.
The garbage one?
Yeah. Safari Punch or something.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's the worst. Anyways, Kyle, what do you have?
All right. So while you were talking, to throw you off the course, I changed mine.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So
I feel like I'm always like screwed because I'm going first.
Yep. That's why.
You better believe it, bitch.
All right. So I want a TU3 Waza. All right.
Shit. There you go.
And then
I want one of those too. Damn, I fucked up.
Went with the bass wah. So the white, the regular size, the big boy.
What's cool about that one is because it
shuts right off.
Yep, it's spring loaded and it'll kick right off.
Yeah,
when you want it.
It works with guitar, and it doesn't sound any different. Not what I've.
Yep.
It's not like super low. It doesn't make my guitar sound like a bass.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that.
I originally had the Echoplex, the preamp.
Oh,
but got rid of that.
Okay.
No, I still have it in real life, but
what'd you get?
The Apex preamp from Horizon Devices.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's a totally different road.
Yep. So it's got, your regular volume. It's got bass, mid, treb. So
three band,
it has an EQ, three-band EQ. It's got gain on there. It has a gate, so you can actually...
Yes, that's very cool. That's very cool.
And it also has a cab sim. So what I understand how the cab sim works, you adjust the knob on the side. It's a little mini pot on the side, and you turn it, and it basically changes the location of where the mic is, where it's simulated.
Yeah, where quote unquote where the mic is. Yeah.
So they have the bypass, right? They have the on off of the effect, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a tight knob, so it tightens everything up, almost like what a compressor would do.
Okay. Yeah.
So I went through after I'm like, oh shit, I'll put that on there. I just started crossing off a bunch of shit because it minimized my theoretical pedal board. That's the name of my new band, by the way. So I want chorus too, so I have a CE2.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with C2.
The original.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Original.
That's the best one.
Yeah. I still want a tremolo, so I have the Hummingbird.
Yeah. There you go.
And then carbon copy.
Yeah, damn, dude.
And
I
then
think you're killing my board already.
And then a PS5. So that's the
phase shifter.
not phase. It's the super shifter.
Super shifter. So that's the one that says like the boom.
Yeah, it'll dive. So that's.
So if you
that'll be
are
real
familiar
fun.
with the black keys, it's like the yeah, it does.
Bang.
It's similar to that. Yeah, it's basically they take the bottom what the bob, but they do like the boom. Dang, that's pretty cool. You could use that for both.
Yeah. I want one, but they're like $320
With the Horizon.
Yeah.
I told you, C2A.
Yeah.
He was jamming that pedal with Carbon Copy Deluxe, and that was the only pedals he was using. And he's a fractal guy,
Dang.
so he's like,
But he was at the MXR booth.
yeah, and he was using. He normally uses mayonnaise with fractal, and he has like a bunch of different scenes and stuff like that. But he's only able to. He only used his like, to get his tone. He only used those two pedals.
That's crazy.
And then to me, I'm like, dang, you can. And his clean sound was very anemic sounding. It was very like blink, blink,
Very
blink, blink,
thin.
blink, blink, blink. It's like, and he was able to get his whole.
Sound like someone playing chopsticks. Is that what
Yeah.
that was?
It was like very like plinky and attack only and no sustain. He was able to get his whole sustain and playing of like very prog, metal sound out of that with the Horizon devices
Dang.
drive. Like whatever that preamp type deal that you had.
Uh huh.
And MXR. That's tight. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. All right. I was saying let's close this out with one more. It's going to be a quick one because I think we were very ranty and very nasally this past episode.
Oh no! just like Fran Dresser.
Yeah. Hi, Mr. Chef.
What about MXR?
Mr. Sheffield, what do you think about this? So I wanted to do one. New strings. So I'm just going to say it. Would you rather have new strings on your guitar, but play a dull ass pick? Your only pick. Or would you rather have brand new picks? Sharp, nice new picks, but dull ass strings.
I'd rather play new strings
Okay.
with a dull pick.
Oh man, but
Is this like a quarter? Is it that's how dull it is?
it's rounded.
Like a maybe it's as smooth as a river stone or something.
Yeah, it's smooth.
Shit.
It's pretty fucking dull. Like you have a lot of picks around here that are pretty dull, but it's like more.
I'm gonna whittle one.
Let's say if you're doing a Dunlop, it's gonna be down to like where the measurement.
I'm gonna whittle it so bad.
I'm a widow.
I'm gonna whittle it.
It's down to like the measurement of where the the size of the pedal of the.
So almost like a jazz pick, but without
almost,
even that.
without the sharpness.
Jesus. Yeah, I'd still get fresh strings.
Yeah.
And a dull pick. I think they still would sound good.
So sound better.
You could finger that too and still sound good.
Easy does it.
Hey, whoa.
Whoa.
That's what they call it, right? I don't know how to do it, so.
Easy does it. Yeah, shit. All right.
What about you?
I would probably do fresh picks. Brand new, fresh, sharp picks and dull ass strings.
Huh.
But it depends on what the dull ass strings are. If they are
No, you didn't say that.
if they are DR Dario NYXLs, dull, like they've all right. We're bringing this back to where like I came up with this idea. So I've been playing some NYXLs from DR Dario for over 7-8 months, probably even longer. Last time we played a show. So back in like September. And my strings are dull as fuck. Some of them are pretty fucking dull, but they work well enough. They're plinky and they're just barely giving like any like really bright resonant sound.
Yeah.
but they're still holding up, and I can bend the absolute fucking shit out of them because I have the Evertune, and they go right back in tune. But if I didn't have a sharp, good pick,
yeah,
I wouldn't be able to really make them do what I want to do. But it's also kind of lackluster because as I pluck the strings, they're kind of like.
Sounds like you found yourself in a dilemma there, Brian.
Yeah, but I would still I'm more connected to the pick than I am to the string at this moment, at this magic moment.
When my picks are next to yours,
I'm more connected to my pick. So we're at an impasse here. But the audience, you guys, would you rather have dull ass strings and fresh picks, or would you rather have dull, nubby picks and fresh chimey strings? You gotta let us know. Let us know in the group. Let us know on Instagram. But I think we're done here. Kyle, let's get out of here. What do you say?
Yeah, let's get out of my garage.
Let's get out of here. All right. So before we head on out, I just want to mention a couple things. If you guys like what you hear, you guys can, follow along on the social medias. If you guys want to, you guys can like us on Instagram, follow us. And if you guys want to, you guys can join the Facebook group. Just search the Tone Jerks and you guys will find us. And if you want to leave a review, leave that shit on iTunes. We will read your review.
Yeah, as long as iTunes approves it, we will read it.
We will read it on the air. Those are always fun to do. Man, I am dragging ass here. But if you guys want to help support the show, you guys can by doing so on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. But if you guys double down for $2, you guys get an extra episode every week. Sometimes 2 episodes. Who knows? And little insider information. If you guys want to join the Patreon, I probably suggest that you do so at the beginning of the month. Where I think this episode drops at the end of the month, just wait a couple days until March 1st. Because you guys will end up paying for February and then paying for March. Just wait a couple days and do March 1st. But if you guys want to pay us both, that's cool too. Just for supporting us on Patreon, not only do you get the extra episodes, you guys get a shout out. Kyle has got a listy list and he's going to read it to me. Kyle, give it to me, baby!
All right, we have Jim Bowers.
Shoot.
Oh, do you want to do it really deep? I can probably do that. All right. We have Jim Bowers, Jamie Davis, Co Schneider, Adam Rohr from the Let 'Em Hear podcast, Abe Newman, Michael Newman, Andrew Walsh, Jason Fuzzmonger, Will Lehue, Doug Christ, Doug Gann, Doug King. I think I'm going to spread them out next time.
Yeah.
Be like Easter eggs. That's what it'll be like.
Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Easter's coming up.
Johnny Ray. We have Joseph from Like My Pedals. Kevin Equits from Equits Guitars. Leon from Pelican Noiseworks. Sean Arbo from Gun Street Wiring Shop. Steve Mike. Steven Conradi. Sean Fahey. Bruce Banana. Digger from Fatfoot Effects. Brett Alexander. Colin Smith. Alvaro Viramontes. Nicholas Payson.
All right, thank you guys. I'm sorry that we sounded like shit this episode.
We sound like sick. I sound like a sick anchor still. Just trying to get through the day.